Hello and welcome to another episode of the Kid Stories Podcast. I'm Phil Bechtel. Let's get into a shout out. John from Florida is about to turn 6 years old. That's awesome, John. I hope for your birthday you get a pocket dragon and a crystal ball that lets you see into the future and a pen that always writes the correct answers and a big bucket of goofballs. I think if you were a character from the stories, you would be a ghost-fighting ninja who has a special sword that only works on evil ghosts, and you'd go around defeating awful ghosts with your ghost sword. Thanks for listening, John. Today's episode is titled Master Momo Origin Story Part 5. Momo woke at the bottom of the well with an incredible headache. His muscles ached all over, and he knew instantly that he would be sore for days. "Oh man, this is not good," he said to himself. "Hello? Anybody up there?" Momo called out for some time, but no one came to the well to help him. He tried climbing up the stone walls of the well, but they were too slick, and he was too banged up to climb all the way out. Eventually, something did poke its head down into the well to see what was making all that noise. It was a mule. "Hello, mule," Momo said. "Can you get help? Please get somebody to throw me down a rope or something." The mule disappeared. Momo sighed. "Oh, man." And as he lay there in the mud with his hand over his face, feeling sorry for himself, a long length of rope landed on his belly, knocking the wind out of him. "Oof! What in the world?" Momo muttered. He looked up, and it was the mule, looking down at him. "Thanks, mule," Momo said. With some effort, Momo used the rope to climb out of the well. Once he got out, he collapsed onto the ground, exhausted all over again. The mule was there waiting for him. It licked the sweat off his forehead as he panted there on the ground. All right. Thanks for helping me out of that well," Momo said. "You gotta be the smartest mule I've ever met." Momo struggled to his feet, scanning the area for any signs of Master Tin or his henchmen. A villager walking by carrying some wood said, "They're not here. Those evil robot guys. They left last night while you were napping in the well." "Well, I wasn't napping. I was knocked out," Momo said. "Those robot ninja nearly did me in. I barely survived trying to protect y'all." "Well, they're off terrorizing every other town in the valley," the villager said. "We're just trying to rebuild." Momo noticed the entire village now was repairing the damage done by Master Tin. The fires had been put out, and everyone was helping to repair the busted-up buildings. As he surveyed the town, Momo noticed something else. In the distance, out on the horizon, more little plumes of smoke drifted up into the sky. Another villager passing by saw Momo gazing off and said, "Those robots are going town by town. Nobody can stop them." And Momo knew it was probably true. He couldn't stop them. The ninjas of Cliffside City couldn't stop them. Momo did not know how to solve the problem, but he knew his next step was to go to Cliffside and regroup. Maybe see if the other ninjas were recovered from their battle with Tin yet. As he walked through the village, the mule followed him around. "Looks like Serpico's taken a liking to you," one of the villagers noted. "That's a surprise. He doesn't usually like anyone." Momo gave the mule a pet on the head. "Serpico, eh? You coming with me?" The mule nodded, and the two left town. They reached Cliffside a while later. Momo went directly to the doctor and found the ninjas of Cliffside still injured and recovering from their wounds. Alice wore a cast on one of her arms. Momo told her what happened between him and Master Tin. "Those three robots seem invincible," Alice said. "We're getting reports that they're running all over the valley, stealing artifacts and magical stuff and just wrecking everything, burning down entire villages. And we're stuck here all banged up." "And what help would we be if we were at full strength?" Momo asked. "We wouldn't stand a chance, Alice. What are we gonna do? Where's the Southern Swamps dojo?" "They're in the Southern Swamps like always," Alice answered. "They've got their hands full with all that stuff. They're not available. I don't know what to do, but we've got to do something. We'll be better in a couple weeks, and then I don't know." Momo, Alice, and the others were out of hope. They had no ideas. Momo left, to do a patrol of Cliffside. Serpico followed. Since the Cliffside dojo was still destroyed, Momo ended his patrol on a park bench. He sat in the moonlight, staring off into the city, wondering how he would ever defeat Master Tin. "What are we gonna do, Serpico?" Momo said. "Those robots out there just... And we can't even... I don't know, man. I don't know." As Momo sat there feeling sorry for himself, he noticed something. There were little things on the ground among a cluster of trees. Little animals, and they seemed to be moving in a certain way. Momo stood and walked closer out of curiosity. There, among some trees in the park, in the moonlight, were rats. Big ones. And they were fighting. Some of them had little wooden practice swords, and some were fighting hand to hand. And then Momo heard the music. A gentle, somber guitar. A little, powerful sound. Momo knelt down to get a closer look. It wasn't a big rat battle. Momo could tell that the rats were practicing. They were training. And they were good. Momo noticed a rat with a guitar leaned back against the roots of a tree. The rat was watching the others while they trained. He looked to Momo, still strumming on his guitar. "You look like you've seen better days, ninja," said the rat. Momo had never been spoken to by a rat before. He was a bit surprised. He looked himself over and noticed that he was filthy. And that made sense because he had been beaten up by robots and spent the night at the bottom of a well. What?" Momo asked. "You doing okay, man?" the rat asked. Sorry, I've just never seen rats, training," said Momo. "And I've never talked to a rat either. This is all very strange." "It's really not," said the rat. He stopped strumming his guitar and approached Momo. "What's strange is that a ninja like yourself has never noticed the Cliffside City Rat Dojo." "The Cliffside City Rat Dojo?" repeated Momo. "You all got a bunch of ninja rats? Well, what do y'all do?" "What do we do?" The rat repeated the question. "You remember that wild pack of alligator trolls that came up from the sewers last year?" Momo thought. Alligator trolls? No. I don't remember anything about any alligator trolls." "Course not, because we wiped them out before they surfaced," the rat said. "There's thousands of us. Every rat in the city is a member of the dojo, and I'm Master Jeff." "I'm Momo. Jeff is an interesting name for a rat," said Momo. "Yeah, well, Momo's an interesting name for anything," said Jeff. "It's been nice talking to you, Momo, but I gotta get back to my ninjas." Master Jeff turned and walked among his ninja rats, watching their moves, strumming on his guitar. The tiny guitar echoed through the trees there in the park as Momo went back to his bench and sat down. Serpico sat on the ground next to him. "You hear that, Serpico?" Momo said. "Thousands of ninja rats. Interesting." The gears began turning in Momo's mind as he watched the ninja rats training. The end. Thanks for listening, friends. Adios.